Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible to you? Okay, fine. So, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are good. My name is Nitish, and I am a consultant trainer at Sankhana Consulting Service from the last 4 years. So, let us first talk about the Sankhana. So, Sankhana is an IT firm which provide you the consulting, analytic, and the training to the student and professional from the last 8 years. So today in this orientation session, we are going to discuss about the topic importance of SAS in energy and utility industry. Okay. So can anyone tell me, anyone know about the SAS? Anyone? You can write it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself also. Anyone having any little bit idea means what is SAS? Oh, okay. If you don't know, no worries. Okay, we will discuss a little bit. Okay, fine. So, let us talk about the energy and utility industry. Okay, so our topic is energy and utility industry, right? So, what is energy and utility industry? Then we will discuss about the SAS. So, as you know, the energy and utility industry confine a wide range of companies, okay, that are involved in your production, distribution, and the delivery of energy and utility service to the customer, right? So, this include the company that generate your electricity, produce the natural gas, and provide the water and the sewage service. And here the energy industry include the companies that are involved in your exploration, production, and the distribution of your fossil fuels such as your coal, oil, and the natural gas, as well as the company also generate the electricity from the renewable source such as your wind, solar, and the hydropower. So here the industry also include the company that provide the energy storage and the distribution service such as your pipeline operator and your electric utilities and independent power producer. The utility industry include the company that provide the essential service such as your water and the sewage treatment and the waste management and the telecommunication. And these services are typically provided by the public utilities or the private company that are regulated by the government agency to ensure that they provide the reliable and affordable service to consumers. And the energy and utility industries are critical to the functioning of the modern society because it provides the energy and the resource that power your homes, business, and transportation system, and it play an important role in protecting the public health and the environment. So the industry is also facing right now the significant challenges, including the need to reduce the carbon emission, right, and adopt the impact of the climate changes, as well as the need to modernize the aging infrastructure and improve the efficiency and reliability. So here the SAS is able to provide you the solution for utility company that help you to address the changing customer demand and the other industry-wide challenge, as well as the critical issue that have a direct impact on your day-to-day operation and organizational structure and strategic direction. So with the proven track uh, track of your working with your major utility company worldwide, SAS can help you to adapt and evolve your business here. Fine. So SaaS solution are your utilities sector provide that with the power to know your customer and your supplier and the organization, and also you can access the information from your transactional system that enrich with the external content and and will make you the result available fast. So from your mainframe terminal and the window client to web browser, and you can say the wireless device, SAS enable you to filter through the mountain to dissipate the data and transform it into the useful knowledge. Fine. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the what is energy and utility industry, about the SAS. Okay, a key segment in energy and utility industry, benefit of SAS energy forecasting. Fine. Okay. So let us first talk about the energy and utility industry. Okay, in the beginning, in the first slide, I already discussed, but we will discuss in a detail what is energy and utility industries. As you know, the energy and utility industry globally cover your electric generation, you can say transmission, distribution, and retailing, transmission and distribution, and retailing of natural gas and the water service provision, right? So the efficiency of this energy and utility industry is look for your power supplier to meet the environmental regulation to increase the productivity and profit. So the natural gas is sorry, natural gas is your non-renewable energy resource which help you to produce your carbon dioxide emission, and it also support the power grid, and it depend upon your reliable energy sources. So renewable energy resources such as your wind and solar are increasingly being exploited as the energy resource, as because that have the low operational cost and are able to meet the environmental regulation. So here the energy renewable business has its perk, and the renewable power generator are your stress free to turn on and off, and making them the dependable for a power supply when it is needed. Even without your the presence of your sun or the wind blowing, right? This grid operator have the possibility of drawing from your energy reserve, like in the case of hydroelectric and the natural gas energy sources. So here the environmental regulations are causing the power supplier to turn increasingly to the new sources of the energy that underline the factor of their business is efficiency. So this efficiency is highly needed in your natural gas and the coal-fired power generator. So when we talk about the efficiency, right, the power suppliers should try to increase the cost saving and pass on this saving to their customer in form of reduced rate. That's why the effective process and your products are capable of reducing the carbon dioxide, that is CO2 emission. So, for example, you can say the reduction of fuel consumption align the power plant with your environmental regulation they ought to meet. So, as you know, the electricity is produced through your power generation sources such as your coal, nuclear, natural gas, hydroelectric, diesel, solar, or wind farm, and from there, it is transmitted through a long distance high voltage transmission network. You can say 50 kilovolt or above, right, to your local electrical substation. So from there, right, electricity is fed to the local distribution network that are below 50 kilovolt, delivered to your commercial and consumer retail customer, right? So this is stripped by the use of your transformer that reduce the voltage. So a small scale energy generation is normally connected to your low voltage distribution network, and this energy and utility industry also face the several challenges, including the new and the more stringent directive, you can say the atomic vulnerability in the few nations, and inquiry regarding the ideal route for a control network to coordinate the ordinary and inexhaustible supply. So to flourish in such condition, right, here the organization must reevaluate and as a rule change their action plans. And they should also look to implement and invest in a fruitful methodology for utility changes and utilize the information analytic to sustain the industry. Fine. So this is all about your energy and utility industry. Now, next we will discuss about the SAS, right? So here we are going. Our topic is your importance of SAS in your energy and utility industry. So we should discuss means what is SAS, where we write the code. Okay, so that's what we are going to discuss. We will see the practical part also just after this. Okay. So, as you know, SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System, which was developed by your Dr. James Goodnight at North Carolina State University in your 1926, and now it is owned and maintained by the SAS Institute. The intention of identifying this software in 1920 mainly for your agricultural field for your data analysis. But nowadays, it is widely used in your clinical, financial, banking, manufacturing, and your customer relationship management. So all the industry know have a tons and tons of the data that is generated on the daily basis. And it becomes very difficult to handle the data and analyze the data. So here, SAS provides you the platform to analyze and manage the data and present your data into the meaningful graphs and reports. Fine. So, if I define the SAS, okay, so we can define like that. Your SAS is an integrated software suite that is used for your data analytics, business intelligence, predictive analytics, and the data management. So this SAS was developed by the SAS Institute, and it provides you the graphical points and click event interface for your new user. Okay. So SAS is your fourth generation language and it can easily run on all the operating systems like your Windows, Unix and Linux. And it is highly flexible and integrated software that is used to access the data, right? That is used to access the data, manage the data, analyze the data and present the data. So what does the access the data means? If someone is asking, right, what is the access the data means? So access the data means SAS allow you to access the data in a desired format that we want. Suppose we want to work on any data, so we need to first access the data into our SAS environment, right? So this access the data help you to access your data into the SAS environment. So we can access the data that is stored anywhere, whether that is in your file in your system or whether that data is stored in your database system like Oracle and Teradata. So SAS help you to access the data in a very easy manner. Whether it can also help you to access your data that is in another format like another destination that is your CSV file, that is your comma separated file, Excel file, right? So SAS can able to access the data very easily. Now, the next process we have the actually this is your framework of your SAS. Okay, how your the first we will access, then we will manipulate. Okay, that is you manage the data. So SAS help you to manipulate the data, right? And it allows us to format your data into your SAS environment. So here we can create and delete the variable, and we can use the operator to evaluate the data value. And SAS help you to subset your data and perform the conditional process in, with your some condition you can say if then else condition, right? So that part, all these things we can manipulate the data in a different way as per the requirement. And it also help you to merge your two different data sources or you can say two different tables and help you in creating the help you to creating retrieving and updating the different database information. Fine. Now the next we have analyze the data. Okay. So after accessing, the first step is to access the data. Second step is to manage the data. Manage the data means manipulate the data as per your requirement. And the third step is your analyze the data. Okay. So what is the meaning of analyzing? What is the meaning of analysis? Okay. So after managing process, right? We will we will analyze the data to perform the simple evaluation. So here the bases provide you the powerful data analysis tool and it can produce the table frequency count and you can say cross tabulation of the data, and it can provide a variety of charts and the graph plot, and it also provide you all the statistical algorithm, like you can say you can find the mean, median, even if you want to find the univariate analysis. Okay, so we can also find it with the help of the different procedure steps. Okay, now the last steps we have the present the data, that is your last step. So present the data means what? It helps you to present your data, different form of your list, graphics, reports, and summary, and it will present the result of analysis in your significant result in multiple format, like we have the HTML, right? So you can export your data into the HTML, that is hypertext markup language, RTF, that is rich text format, and even in the PDF also. Okay, so as per the requirement, as per the client requirement, right? We can export our data into a different form. Okay. So what we have learned up till now. So in your SAS, we have four processes, right? First one is access the data. The second to manage the data. Manage the data means manipulate the data. Third step, after the manipulation, right? We have to analyze the data, means okay. Third, now fourth is your present the data. Fine, understood everyone? Okay, now let us see in the detail how we access the data and how we manipulate and analyze the data and present the data into the desired format. Okay, let us see. So just give me 1 minute. Hmm. So you can see, look, this is your SAS studio where we write the code. Fine. So in your SAS, there are only two steps. One is your data step, and the another one is proc step. Okay, whether you are the beginner or you are the working people, right? So in your SAS, we have only two steps. One is your data step. Okay, you can, if you want to note, you can write it. Okay, data step, and the second we have the proc step. Okay, so in your SAS, we have only the two steps. One is your data step and the another one is your proc step. So what what is the meaning of data step? What is the importance? Okay. So this data step, okay, help you to create the data set. This data step help you to create a data set. So this data step, how it start, how it begin. So it begins with your data. Okay. Suppose I am writing one code, data one, set sashelp dot class, okay, and run. Now what you do, so here what we are doing, here the data step, right? Data step help you to create the data set one. Okay, set that help you to read the data. Okay, suppose I want to perform the analysis. Okay, analysis on the data. So first we need to read that data, right? So the same thing. Okay, so set statement, right? Set statement help you to read the data from your file. So here what we are doing, here we are reading the class data set from our SAS help library. Okay, and run. So to end this data step, we are writing the run statement. Okay, mean that data step is completed. Getting? So once again, I am repeating. So here we are creating the new table or new data set, that is one, by reading the class data set from your SAS library, Okay, so how does your class data looks like? Go to your library. Okay, when you will go to the library, we have here the different library. Okay, what you do, just click on the SAS library, and it containing a different table, or you can say it as a different types of data set. Okay, so just click on this class data set. So in this class data set, we have total 19 rows and 5 column, right? In SAS, right? In SAS, we call this row as a observation. Okay. In SAS, we call this row as observation and the column as a variable. Okay. So, so here in this class data set, right? We have total 19 observation and 5 variable, right? What are those 5 variable? We have name, sex, age, height and weight. Getting? So these are the class data set which is available in your SAS help library. You can see here. You can see SAS help library. It is available in your SAS help library. Getting? Okay. So I want to read this data set. I want to work on this data set. Okay. So how will I do that? So see here. Hmm. So I have written the data step. Okay, which help you to create the new data set. Okay, one set sasep.class. So this set statement help you to read the class data set from your sasep library and run. So when you will execute this data set, select this and execute. You can see. So we have total. So here you can see in your one data set. Okay, one, the one that we are creating here with the help of the data step, right? So we are creating the carbon copy of this class data set into your one data set. As you know, whenever we have to work on any data, suppose I'm working in an organization and my manager or suppose any client, okay, has given me the task, and the data is present in your databases. Suppose we have the different databases like Oracle and your Teradata, right? So we will not directly alter the original data, right? So what we do, we just create the copy of that data, and then we do the analysis and manipulate the data, right? Getting? Yes. So same way here. So here we are just we are first we will create the carbon copy of this class data set into your one data set, and then we will perform the analysis. So what you do, just execute this code. Executed. Suppose here in your uh, sex variable we have male and female student, right? I want only the male candidate. Okay, so right here where sex is equal to male. So you can try it here and execute this code. When you will execute this code, right, you will get one out of 19 observation, right, which is containing both male and female candidate. You will get only the male candidate here. You can see getting all the male candidate. Now, suppose okay, go to your output data. You can see here, we are getting the age 14, 12, 13, right, 11, right? Suppose I want the student whose age is greater than 14. What you will write? And age, this age column containing the age of the student, write her age greater than 14. Okay. Now execute this code. You can see all the student. Okay, what condition we have applied here? Where sex is equal to male and age greater than 14. When you will go to your output data, which is contained in your one data set, You will find that the male candidate and whose age greater than 14. Getting here? Now, okay. So this is your data step, okay, which helps you to manipulate the data, okay, and help you to create the new data set. Now, next we have the prog step. So prog step, or you can also say it as a procedure step, okay. You can also say it as a procedure step. Now, so this procedure step or prog step start with the prog keyword. Prog. Suppose I want to print this data. Okay, I'm just writing the code. Then I will explain. Proc print data is equal to 1 and run. Okay, so you can see this is your output data set, right? Only three observation is coming here, right? And five variable. Suppose you want to print this data. You want to convert this data into the report form, right? How will you do? So here I am writing the proc print data equal to 1, the data set that we have created here, 1, and run. So this procedure step, it start with your proc keyword, okay, and end with your run keyword. So execute this code, you can see that our data set is converted into report form, right? Getting this, suppose you want to check suppose this is your class data set, that is a very small data set, only 19 observation is there, 19 record is there, right? Suppose we have the 1 lakh record and we want to know what are the unique value present in the specific column. Suppose in your set column, right, we have only the two unique value, male and female. I want to know that how many male student is there and how many female student is there. So for that purpose, as I said, in your analysis, you can create a different type of statistical and you can generate different statistical report, right? So one of them is your proc fric. Proc fric data is equal to sasl dot class, okay, and run. So okay, just I want to look at only the fifth column. So right here table sex. Okay. Now execute this code. When you will execute this code, you will find that in your set column, right? You can see in your set column, we have only the two unique value. One is your female and another one is male. What is the frequency? Means how many times this female is student is occurring, female is occurring. Okay. So there are total 9 times this female is repeating in your first column. Male 10 times. So it means that there are total 9 female students in your class data set and 10 male student in your class data set. Getting? So you can see here, here we are getting a different statistics, right? We are getting the frequency, percent, what is the percentage, percent out of 100, right? So we have cumulative frequency and cumulative percent. Getting okay. Now in the same way, so this is your studio where we write the code. So like this, we have three interfaces, okay, where we write the code for the learning of your SAS. So first one, your SAS studio on which we are writing the code. So first one is your SAS studio. Okay. Second interface where we write the code is your SAS enterprise guide. Okay. SAS enterprise guide. And the third interfaces where we write the code is SAS windowing environment. Okay. So these are the three interfaces where we write the code. Okay. Okay, fine. So you can comment this. Okay. So what we have learned up till now, we have learned that we have total two step in SAS. One is your data step that is used for your manipulation of data, and it start with your data keyword and end with your run keyword. Fine. Now second step we have procedure step or proc step. So it start with your proc keyword. Okay, and end with your run keyword. So we use this proc procedure step, or you can say proc step two for your creating the different reports or different graph and for the analysis purpose. Okay, fine. Suppose, so as you know, as I am discussing about the data, right? So data can be in your different types. Means it can be your structured data. It might be your unstructured data. So can anyone tell me what is data? No worry. You can unmute yourself and you can write it in the chat box also. Anyone? No worry whether it is wrong or right. Okay. Anyone? Okay, so data is information. Okay, what about other? Hmm. So data is your information, right? And it can be in your any form. Data can be in your any form. Means suppose it might be in your text file, audio file, video file, image file. If you are getting an information, that it means that it is the data. So your data is categorized into your two in your SAS. One is your structured data and another one is your unstructured data. Fine. So to access the structured data, right? So what comes under your structured data? Okay, structured data. Okay, structured and unstructured. So in your structured data, we have actually this SAS file, the one data set that we have created. The extension of this data set is this one data set is your dot SAS 7b dat. Okay, so it also comes under your structured. Structured means what? Means having the defined rows and column, right? So that is the meaning of structured data. If the data which is not defined rows and column, right? So that is your unstructured data. So SAS 7b dat, as we have seen, this one data set is in your rows and column. Okay. After that we have Excel file. Okay. So Excel file also comes under structured data. After that we have your Oracle Teradata file, Oracle file, Teradata file. So all the file that is Oracle Teradata, right? So it comes under your structured. Fine. What is your unstructured data? So we have CSV file, okay, that is your comma separated file, text file, okay, or so all this thing comes under your unstructured data. Suppose we want to access the structured data into your SAS environment. So how will you do that? Okay. So how to access the unstructured data? How to access your unstructured data? Okay. So you can see that here we have one more there. Mm, yes, you can see that here we have the CSV file, right? So how CSV file, that is a comma, so how, what you do, just view the file as a text. You can see that all the value is separated by a comma. Okay, so this is your unstructured. Sometimes Your value means bills and cadi, right? It might be separated by a piping symbol, right? It might be separated by the one tab. So it might be the data like that. So how will you access such type of data in your SAS environment to work on this? So what we will do, we have one procedure, that is proc import. So we will use here the proc import to read such type of, or you can say to read the unstructured data. Fine. So how will you write the code here? So you will write here the proc import. Okay. Proc import data is equal to, or data file is equal to. Okay. So you will give the path, file name, and the extension in your single quotes and double quotes. Okay. So and what I am doing here, a CSV file. Go to the right click on this, go to your properties and copy this path. Okay. And paste it between your double and single quotes. Okay. Now, after this, in data file, you are giving the path. Okay. After that, you want to create your output data. Okay. So here out is equal to, I will write here work dot, why I am writing work dot, because work dot, you can say two. So it means that these two data set will be outputted in your work library here. Here we have the work library. You can see there. The one data set that we have created here. You can see that is created in your one work library. So this work library is your temporary library. Okay, fine. Where you will sign out and reset the session, whatever the file that is present in your work library, it will be deleted. Getting now, so we are out equal to work dot two. Okay, fine. Now after that, which type of file we are reading? So we are reading the CSV file. So we have DBMS. Okay, DBMS means database management system. So you can see here what we specify. We have to specify the type of data to import. Which type of data we are importing here? We are importing the CSV data. Okay, so we will write here DBMS is equal to CSV. Fine, and run. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now execute this code. You can see that your CSV data is now converted into your rows and column, that your tabular data. One thing you can notice that your bill KD 117, actually this is your first observation. It is converted into your variable, right? So we have one option, that is your get name. So what does this get name option do? It will just, if you are writing here no, get name is equal to no, fine, and semicolon. Now see what is happening. Okay, so why is it so? Here the warning is coming. Import cancel. Why? You can see that output work dot two data set is already exist in our work library. Okay, so that's why. So to replace that, specify the replace option to overwrite it. So what we will do here, we will write here the replace. Okay, replace option means if the file is already present in your folder or library, it is going to replace that file. Okay, so it is going to replace the two data set that is already available in your work library. It is going to replace. Fine, and execute this code. Now you can see that. So earlier the first observation of your two data set was becoming as a variable. Now we have used one get name equal to option equal to no to don't treat the first observation as a variable. Okay, so you can write it like this. Okay, fine. So that I wanted to how to access the data. So we have after accessing this, okay, now we can manipulate the data. So you can see that this two data set is created here. Okay, this two. So what is inside this? You can see that here we have okay. So bill. So here we can see that the variable 4, right, which is containing male and female, and you can see that the variable 5 it might be the date of birth of this people. Okay, after that another variable we have variable 7 which is containing the age which is lies between age group, you can see. Fine, suppose you want to work, or suppose you want to work on only the male candidate, or suppose you want to work on the age group on 46 to 60. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, we can extract, we can filter such type of data. So one way I have shown you here, when you will go to the code, you can see that now where sex is equal to male. Okay. In the same way, in your work.to data set, right? I suppose you want to work on only the male data, or you can say female data. So how will you filter that data? How will you filter that observation? So what you will do here, you will write here data underscore 3, okay, set work dot 2, okay, and run. Hmm. Execute this code. Okay, what is wrong? Just a minute. Okay, no worry. Okay, work, sorry. Work dot 2. Now execute this. Okay, so this is your data. Fine. Hmm. So suppose you want to work only on the male candidate. Okay, so this variable 4 is containing male and female. Okay, what you do here, you write here where, okay, where var4 is equal to male. Okay, now execute this code. You will get only the male candidate, and you can work on it, and you can manipulate and analyze the data. Okay, now so coming to the our slide. So we have seen how to access the data, right? Actually, I'm getting the message from the team that some of the students have not filled the form. So I'm just once again I'm sending that link in the chat box. So everyone please fill this form. Okay, please fill this form. Now, the next we have key segment in energy and utility industries, right? So what are the key segment in your energy and utility industries? So we have transmission and distribution, right? Generation, after that customer and retail water distribution, natural gas transmission and distribution. So let us discuss about the transmission and distribution. So here the transmission and distribution integrate the form that is occupied with your generation, transmission, and appropriation of your electric power. So here the electric plant outfit the high weight streaming water or the some other power of nature to turn the blade of your turbine and attach to an electric generator. So as you know, half of your country electric energy is generated from your coal and the rest of the energy is produced by your mix of your natural petrol, nuclear energy, hydroelectric generator, right? So here the renewable energy sources of your electric power include your geothermal, wind, sunlight based energy, which are growing quickly to generate the little level of your total generation of your power. Now the generation. So actually this segment incorporate your most power is created everywhere to control the station associated with the national transmission arrange and the power can be transmitted into a little scale control station which are associated with your provisional dispersion system. So here the number and the kinds of energy station assemble is the choice of your every individual organization in the view of the market sign and the government strategy on the issue. For example, the earth. Right. So there are the numerous organizations in the power age division from your substantial multinational to the little organization, family claimed organization running a solitary site. So here the two major subsections comprise your large scale central nuclear and the fossil, and the second one is your renewable energy provider. Right now it is grown. Now the third we have the customer retail. So this is the way to deal with your segmentation, distinguished customer that have the best motivation and the capacity to act. And after that, furnish them with the fitting trigger to do right? So this fills the various diverse need. And for example, you can say the retail service provider in the market, either regulated or unregulated, sell the electric power, water, gas straight to a commercial, industrial, or residential client. So in the market with your competition, right? Here the retailer compete for the customer who are capable of switching the retail provider. The next we have the water provider. Okay, or sorry, water distribution. So the as you know, the worldwide water utility industry contains the foundation essentially that is occupied with your water treatment, dispersion, and the sewage expulsion, which incorporate the collection, treatment, and the disposal of your waste through your sewage framework, sewage treatment facility. So here the market is exceptionally divided with the couples of your real players, right? So this business is very directed and it need to meet the stringent cleanliness benchmark, and there is no item of differentiation, right? The next and the last we have the natural gas transmission and distribution. So this segment own and operate the natural gas pipeline and operate for the distribution of your natural gas. So this gas pipeline infrastructure is your economical and safe mode of transporting your natural gas by connecting the gas sources to your gas consuming market. And the gas pipeline grid determines your structure of your gas market and its development. So therefore, an interconnected national gas grid has been he was said to ensure the adequate availability and equitable distribution of your natural gas in all parts of your country. So at the present, right, there are about 17,000 kilometer long natural gas pipeline network which operates in the country. So in order to make the available, right, to natural gas across the country, it has been decided to develop the additional about the 15,500-kilometer pipeline to complete the national gas grid, and the same are at the various stage of the development. So this would ensure the easy availability of your natural gas across all the region and also potentially help to achieve the uniform economics and social progress. Fine. So this is all about your today session. Okay. So yes, in tomorrow, actually, this webinar session is of your today, right? So tomorrow, we will discuss about the how to manipulate, how to analyze, and how to export the data into the different destination. So this is our branch office, okay? The head office of your Sankhana Consultancy Service is in your Kamnahalli, Bangalore, right? These are the contact number. After that, Sankhana Consultancy Service and the two branches office. One is your SSR Layout, Bangalore, and the another branch office is in your Dairy Onson, Rohtas, Bihar. So these are the contact numbers, right? If you have any technical query or non-technical query, so you can contact at this number. Okay. Yes. So most of the means Rupali Majumdar. Okay. So do any power utility in India use the SAS? Yes, most of the company use to analyze their data, means how much power to be distributed sub to the any company, right? So they use, okay, most of the company use for the analysis purpose. Rupali, get in. Even we can use this SAS for how much power. Yes, we use it for the analysis of how much power to distribute to which company or which locality. Okay, so we can do it. So this is all about the today's session. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me, or otherwise we will wind up this session. So those who have not filled this form, once again I am sending that link in the chat box. So please fill this form. Okay. So it is just like means you have attended this session when you will fill this form. Okay. So let me stop the recording first.